Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Unfinished Studio with Omolola Adeyemo. Here we take you by the hand and we walk you into greatness. A big thanks to all of my viewers for your comments, for your likes, and for your shares. Thank you very much. It is highly appreciated. On Friday, we looked at how the power of choice can help you give a better meaning or a better interpretation to the facts of life, with the intent of living or getting a better life. That is what we looked at last Friday. Today, we shall be looking at the hidden truth about weight stigma. The hidden truth about weight stigma. The first truth that I want us to look at today is that it is a discrimination that is relating directly to weight. Discrimination relating directly to weight. And despite the fact that we have more plus size people, on the face of the earth today, the society still holds a strong bias against fatness. That is the first truth you need to know. Moving on the next truth. The media reinforces weight stigma. How do they do this? They depict people of sizes, plus size people, they depict them sitting and eating unhealthy foods. They depict them wearing ill-fitted clothing. And sometimes they show them headless. Have you ever seen somebody that is headless? No, you've not seen it. But the media presents fat people as headless, and they show their fat tummy. But they present them as headless, they present them as wearing some ill-fitted clothes, and they present them as eating unhealthy foods. I believe that is not good enough. Another truth about weight bias is that weight bias is based on the belief that weight is under one's personal control. Sometimes it might be true, but most of the time it is not true. At times, weight is as a result of an underlying health problem in the life of that person. Sometimes it is even believed that they are indisciplined, that they are not disciplined, and that they are inactive. And this might not always be true. All you want to do before I started losing weight, all you needed to do was just to engage me in an activity. By the time you're tired, I will still be moving on. So it is not true, but it is a belief. Another thing I want us to look at is that weight stigma also exists in romantic relationships. People with larger bodies are less preferred. They are less preferred, and we all heard the story. Like the other time, I brought TK here on this show, and we heard her story. How she had to endure several relationships in her life, to the extent that she gave up on trying. She said, it's better I just give up on it, because she already sort of knows, or she already imagined, she had been envisaging, that is what's going to happen at the end of the day too. She had to endure several relationships. And so weight stigma exists in romantic relationships too. Another truth about weight stigma is that it starts early. Starts very early as preschool. As early as preschool, You see, children of ages 3 and 5 negatively characterize larger children as mean. Oh, because you are big, you are mean. They see them as sometimes ugly. The fat children are ugly. They see them as stupid and sloppy. And all these are just assumptions. They are assumptions. They are not true, but that is what the society has made us to believe. They are the truths about, they are the truth that has been perceived about weight stigma, about people that are big. And as children grow older, their classmates start to see them. They start to see them as that they are lazy, they are less popular, and they are less happy. That is what the society has put into us. Even college students, even believe that they are self-indulgent and they lack self-discipline. And they are not self-attracted, that they are not attractive, they are less attractive than people who are slim. Some of them even believe that they have low self-esteem. And all these are just beliefs, they are just perceived beliefs that are not true. Another belief is that teachers in school, even teachers in school, are not also left behind. They have this bias towards heavy students, and they sometimes believe that heavy students are less likely to succeed. I believe that's unheard. That they believe that because you are fat, you are less likely to succeed. That is teachers for you. Before I move on, I want to tell us a story today, another story, because it is tied around these children being biased, children being stigmatized. I want to tell you another story from the diary of Arike. I've told you several stories and I will still tell you many more stories. Arike was born a 10 pounds baby, and she had a maid. The mom had a maid that would always take care of her. So when Arike turned 1 and she started to take some few steps, started to take steps like a child will take a step. There was this day the maid went out with Arike. Usually, the maid would carry Arike when they are going somewhere. But just because Arike had started to take some steps, the maid decided to hold Arike by the hand. They call that child abuse. The maid decided to hold Arike by the hand. If they were supposed to go to a place and return in 10 minutes, she would give a gap of like 30 minutes or 1 hour just because she did not want to carry the fat Arike. She would take her by the hand, hold her by the hand and say, okay, you can now walk. So keep walking. I am tired of carrying you. Even at that tender age, a child is still stigmatized for being big. So let me move on. Another truth or another belief that I want to talk about today is that even the health professionals are not left behind. Some of these professionals that work with people with eating disorders have this report that they are less compliant, with their programs. And so this has made them to give a to generalize that people that are big are less motivated, and that the essence of they are the causes of their being big, sort of by overeating or by being less motivated or by just moving. They are biased, and so they generalize that everybody that is big as a result of their own personal deeds or what they did not do. So the next one I want us to look at today is that individuals in larger bodies even have internalized, most of them have internalized these beliefs into themselves. And that is the most difficult aspect of these truths. Because as long as you don't get something into you, you can always seek help. But when you get it into you, then it becomes a problem. So most of these individuals with larger bodies have even internalized this stigma by themselves. They have internalized the belief that they are lazier and less motivated than the thinner, than their thinner counterparts. And that is not true. This makes them to lose the will to seek help, or the will to want to change. It makes them to lose it because they already believe it. They already internalized it. They already got it into them that, oh, I am not good. So like I said, as long as it doesn't get into you, you can still do something. Even when it gets into you, you can always seek help if you need one. That is why we have a program like this. So seek help if you know you need to get help. Seek help. Then you have to learn to give a better meaning. Like we looked at this, we dealt with this last week. You have to learn as a big person. They have to learn to give better meaning to the facts of their life. It is a fact that you are big. But if you don't give a better meaning to it, it is rather going to weigh you down than push you into doing something. To rather weigh you down, to rather make you depressed, to rather make you sink deeper into depression or into some problems, which you are not actually supposed to. When you give a better meaning to your life or to the facts of your life, then you get a better life. It's just as simple as that. So another belief, another truth about weight stigma is that it increases binge eating. Weight stigma increases binge eating. This happens because weight stigma causes some psychological distress in the people that are faced with the stigma. It causes psychological distress such as depression, it causes anxiety, and it causes low self-esteem in the lives of such people. And I have discovered that when people have all these three things, you are depressed, you have anxiety, and you have low self-esteem, you tend to move towards some level of comfort. And it has been discovered that food never complains. So most people find their succor in eating food or just eating when they don't need it. They find succor in it. Okay, I just want to keep to myself. I'm depressed. Since I don't want to talk to anybody, then who can I talk to? If I talk to this person, he might say, oh, he might look at me somehow. But my food will never complain. So they tend to find comfort in eating. And this will naturally bring a bigger weight. It increases their weight. So weight stigma increases binge eating, which automatically will increase whoever does it in his size. Weight stigma, that I'm talking about the last one for today now. Weight stigma also experiences, or people that have experienced weight stigma, it is common. It is a common issue in the world today. It is even more common than some other forms of discrimination. It has come, but we cannot let it stay. Weight stigma is as common as other forms of discrimination. It is as common as it. It is sometimes more common than gender discrimination. It is sometimes more common than age discrimination in some cases. It has come, but we're not going to let it stay. That is why we are shouting out to everyone that is involved in weight stigma, whoever you are. We have listed some things, that we have listed some people who are normally and naturally involved with stigma. The teacher is there, the health professional is there. The individual himself or herself is there. But you have to learn to start giving the facts of your life a better meaning so that you can have a better life. Next Wednesday, we'll be looking at how to recognize when someone has already internalized, or when an individual has already internalized this with stigma, and the person already has some emotional stress to that effect. That is what we're going to be looking at when I come on next Wednesday. Remember, same time on Wednesday, 12 noon my time and 6 p.m. Nigeria time. Thank you for being there. I give shout out to the people I'm seeing this morning. Inyoluwa, I can see you. Sheon Caxton, I can see you. Kenji, I can see you. Thank you. Joy Bernard, I can see you. Those are the names I see on my screen. I think I've seen some other likes, but I can't see the names now. But just know that I love you all. And thank you for connecting all the time. Bye for now, and have a good day.